Yeah. Oh, sure. You had said there comes, I say, slow down, appreciate it. They don't use that exactly. I stick that. I like this first. This part is a separate sentence because that this sentence we're only using it actually. Yeah, well, totally. Sure. There's no law. Some of that stuff is. Good there. How are you, sir? I'm here I've seen a couple of guys on the day, on that board. Getting there. That's awesome. Coming. All right, it is July 1st, 2024. We're gonna call this finance committee meeting to order. Present are council members Lang, Chute, Hauser, and Marmee. First item, the unappropriated balance is at $712,880, and the balance of the budget stabilization fund is at $736,850. First item on the agenda is a resolution authorizing and directing the director of the mayor of the city of Newark to prepare and submit applications to the Ohio Department of Public Safety for fiscal year 2024 Edward Byrne Justice Assistant Grant JAG funding.
The city has an opportunity to apply for funds to help the police department, and right now they are examining their options for this grant. The grant requires a 25% match.
Offer motion. Second. Motion by Lang, second by Hauser. Any questions and or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor send us on full council, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. That motion passes 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to note for the record that Councilmember Cost is now present. Next item on the agenda is a request for appropriation in the amount of $350,000.
Good evening. This is for a wastewater plant and collection system master plan. You'll see it on the service committee as well. But we have not had a master plan effort completed in over 20 years. And we're looking to come from funds so that we can complete that. Basically, it's going to be a complete 6 to 9 month effort to evaluate the current wastewater plant, collection system, and make recommendations on capital improvements. And look at a 5 to 20 year plan. So what we're asking.
Very good.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Lang, second by Hauser. Questions and or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor, send us on full council, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. That motion passes 5-0. Thank you. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is a request for appropriation amount of $50,000.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. This is a result of our action or request 2 weeks ago. We'd like to move $50,000 from the general fund back into the budget stabilization fund. Chatter American believes, and I agree it's a thing to do. And certainly appreciate your support if you would.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Lang, second by Hauser. Questions and or comments? I'm gonna comment just a couple things and make sure that everybody's aware what's going to happen this evening. It came through our committee last week for a 7.4% increase. The mayor, because of this, because we didn't have sufficient funds to pay the medical bills that came in, and we have to move this from the budget stabilization, plus we also had to move another 75,000 the last time. We're gonna propose an amendment for that. Instead of 7.4, it's gonna be at 8%, the full amount that is allowable. So that will be amended this evening on the floor, and I will do that when it comes through. So just so everybody's aware of what's happening there. Any additional questions and or comments? And this may not be the end also. We're being conservative and trying not to pull a bunch of money over. But if it ends up where our bills continue to be where they were, we may have to come back and appropriate even more money. This is conservative, and also luckily the last one that came through was lower than what it had been, so that benefited us. So with that being said, all those in favor, send us on full council, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. That motion passes 5-0.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And with that, this finance committee meeting stands adjourned. Next up is service.
The public service committee meeting in order, those present and myself were out. Ely, Clough, Klein, and Shute. Up first, resolution number 24-62. A resolution authorizing and directing the director of public service of the city of Newark, Ohio, to negotiate and enter into contract subject to the appropriation of funds for professional engineering services in connection with the wastewater plant and collection system master planning project pursuant to Article 10.02 D of the Charter of the City of Newark. This contract for professional services does not require competitive bidding.
Good evening, sir. Thank you. So, yeah, as I said a minute ago, this is for a wastewater master plan effort to evaluate our current infrastructure at the wastewater plant. And some of the collection system, has not been done since 2002 in a comprehensive manner like this. And we did this on the water system last year and came out of that with some good recommendations on a capital plan. So we're looking to do this. We did do an RFQ, request for qualifications and had 3 proposals. Even though it's not required to bid, we got 3 proposals. We evaluated those as a team and come up with, our winning consultant. And we're looking for about $350,000 to complete this work over the next 6 to 9 months. And hope is that it will lay the groundwork for the, the next 5 to 20 years of the wastewater plant. Additionally, we are going through a permit renewal in June of next year, so we'll start that at the end of this year. We have to start that 180 days before next June. So as part of that renewal, Arcadis can help us with some of those negotiations if we get into them with EPA. So it's all kind of wrapped into the same effort.
That permit renewal, that's permits issued by the EPA.
Yeah, sorry, MPDS permit, we have to have that permit, it gets renewed every 5 years. And it tells us what we can and can't discharge into the river. And so, as our part of that effort, there's always a little bit of back and forth with EPA and the mandates that, like the long-term control plan, the Second Street project, 16 North project, they can help us negotiate through those details and work out those fine things that make them up.
Right. Any questions from the committee? Questions from the audience? Entertain a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Neely, seconded by Klein. Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of passing this on to council, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. That'll pass with a vote of 5-0.
Thank you.
Up next, ordinance number 24/24, ordinance changing the zoning classification of certain real property generally described as 203 North Gay Street, City of Newark, Licking County, Ohio. Parcel tax ID number 054-193-776-00.000. From that of single family residence RH high density district to TFR 2-family residence district zoning code of the City of North, Ohio. Good morning. Nice to see you.
Yes, thank you. Likewise, this is a request came in from a property owner there, to be able to use the property in a 2-family, in the manner of a 2-family residence district. So we ask that you, forward this to, planning commission so that we may go through the public hearing process here.
Motion.
Second. Motion by Klein, second by
Neely.
Neely. Any questions or comments from the committee? Questions or comments from the audience? Seeing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That motion will carry 5-0. We will be forwarding that to the planning commission. Thank you, sir. That concludes the service committee meeting. And I believe that concludes the committee meeting for the evening.
Correct. We got personnel.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, there's personnel.
Okay, I'd like to call this meeting of the Personnel Committee to order. Those present are myself, Lang, Shute, Labutus, Cost, and Ryan. Just one item on the agenda today, ordinance 2425, an ordinance creating the position of Assistant Director in the City of Newark Department of Community Economic Development, and amending the department authorization tables and setting the compensation therefore. Mr. Spurgeon.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Hope the evening finds you well. Department of Human Resources and Department of Community Development have been working hard the last several weeks. Director of Water essentially has 2 needs. They're expanding, we all know Western Licking County, and with the economic development efforts out there, Mark needs some help executing those duties. And I've always encouraged the key decision makers to have some position where you can prepare to succeed yourself, succession planning, and he doesn't have that. So this is modeled structurally after assistant director of HR. The duties are much different. Again, that's the two things we desire to do. Certainly Director Motter can take us on a deeper dive if you'd like.
Thank you. Director Motter, do you want to? Sure. Offer your thoughts? Thank you. I'd send an email out to everyone to sort of give you an overview of what we're trying to accomplish here and why we're trying to accomplish it. If you will allow me, I'd like to go ahead and read some of this for the public record while we're here tonight. So if I may, the department has seen a great deal of change over the past 13 years that I've been here. The most impactful of these changes have been the downsizing of the department from a staff of 13 down to 3. And we did this in order to be more productive and efficient with the use of our community development block grant funds, which is our primary source of funding for the community economic development department. We are not funded with the city's general revenue funds. We are 100% grant funded, with the exception we do draw some dollars from the Jet Z 1 and 2 funds that are brought in that we oversee. I'm secretary treasurer of those 2 organizations. But what all that means is we're really lean. We're very lean. And there's also no managerial backup in the department at times when I'm away from the office. I've been having ongoing conversations with Mayor Hall about how the department is being administered. And we've been doing this for quite some time, quite honestly. We both feel that there is a need for a position that can cross-train, have responsibility, management, and supervisory capabilities needed to ensure the long-term stability of the department. And I say long-term because my director position is not a classified position. It's sort of the pleasure of the mayor, and quite often the directors are appointed. And so as the mayoral position changes, so does the director. And I truly, truly feel with all the work that we are doing out there with community and economic development, we need to have a position that will have continuity, sustainability when the director's positions, person in that position changes. So that's a big part of this as well. I went on in your notes I sent you, the community development block grant funds, government funds from HUD is really complex. It's very intricate. There's many rules and regulations that we have to follow. And we also have our own internal accounting in that department. Because again, all of our funds are coming from grants. So we have to oversee the receipts of those grant funds. We have to oversee the disbursement and the reimbursement of those funds. It also entails that we do our own payroll system upstairs. And then we have to integrate our payroll, our general ledger systems, our financial reports into director or auditor Bub's auditing office. And we also have to do monthly reconciliations to make sure we are in agreement with both our accounting system and the New World accounting system for the city of Newark. That's the community development side. The economic development side is also very intricate and complex and requires a detailed understanding of many economic development tools. You hear me come and talk about CRAs and TIFs and new community authorities and so on, and land banks. A lot of these tools did not exist back in 2012 when I first took my position as director of the city of Newark. But they have served us well, very, very well. But it requires, again, an understanding. And I want that continuity to be there for the day when maybe I am not there. So I'm concerned as we look into the future that there is a possibility without proper planning and establishing a position that would offer a good chance of maintaining our continuity and consistency, that the department could suffer a setback. Quite honestly, things were a bit of a setback mode when I walked into that office up there. And it took a while to get things straightened out and put in a good place. I think we've earned the respect and the trust of people throughout the community that we interact with at both the community development level, nonprofits, et cetera, and the economic development side of it as well. And we worked very, very hard to establish that. And I would hate to see anything happen
that would have a negative effect on that. So, it's for those reasons that I think this department is in need of an assistant director position to fulfill the ongoing mission of the department. The mayor and I both feel that this will help create that long-term stability that right now doesn't exist. And so I would appreciate your help to create that position, and I'll be glad to answer any questions going forward from here.
Thank you, Director Moderator. Any discussion, comments from the committee? I'll offer one question, just to clarify that, I would like to clarify the cost. I know you explained your department's funded by grant funding, but just want to put on the record the cost for this position as best we can estimate it.
Well, if you're asking what it pays, it's gonna pay what the other assistant directors' positions pay. I believe it's around 72,000.
Director, if I may,
Sure, please.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I just call your attention to page 2, 5, and 7. This is a classified exempt from overtime position that's shown on page 2 of the packet. Page 5 is Appendix A, where that asset has been added potentially to the management supervisory statement of policy. And page 7, Appendix B, will show that cost at $72,419.80 for 2024.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Appreciate getting that on the record. Any discussion from the audience? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second. Motion by Shute, second by Cost. Okay, any further discussion? Okay, with that, all those in favor of sending on to full council, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. That passes 5-0. We'll go on to full council, and that will conclude the committee meetings for tonight.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
These are.